Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages for the cards that come through in today's reading for you. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out in this reading for you. So we have the King of Cups. We've got some water sign energy with this. You could be dealing with another Cancer, a Pisces, or even a Scorpio. We also have the Hierophant, and you have some Taurus energy with this. Could also be dealing with the Taurus. And we have the Lovers. And with the Lovers card, we do have some Gemini energy. Could be dealing with a Gemini. But at the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess, and it's in the reverse. And with this, we have more Cancer energy. So with the High Priestess showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of, when it comes to your connection, does feel like there isn't as much communication. It does feel like that could be intentional though, especially at this point. I do feel like there's a sense of having a sense of kind of being in a space where you're still getting to know this person, and I do feel like when it comes to being able to really open up, it's like you're working your way to being able to get there, or you're learning each other. But it does feel like the communication might be low. But with the King of Cups, I do feel like this person has a lot of strong feelings for you. I do feel like this person has also a strong sense of emotional comfort through this connection, because there's still the sense that you're making this person feel, you're giving this person the assurance that they seek, and it's making them feel emotionally safe with you. I do feel like with this King of Cups showing up over here, it also feels like an energy of being quite devoted to your connection. So I do feel like this person is quite invested, especially on an emotional level. There's a lot of love that they have for you. And with the Hierophant card showing up over here, this does feel like a very stable energy within this connection. And I do feel like there's a sense of kind of thinking about the future and wanting to have something that is going to be able to progress towards something in the future that is more so committed. Or even being able to kind of take things to the next level, as far as being able to make things more so exclusive, more so official. And even, I do feel like with the Hierophant card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of doing that in traditional sense, and that could look like marriage. And I do feel like there's this sense of kind of knowing that this connection is the one that is leading to that type of a commitment. I do feel like with the Lovers card showing up over here, there's a lot of attraction between the two of you. I do feel like this is a mutual feeling that both of you feel within this connection. I do feel like with the Lovers card showing up over here, this connection also feels quite passionate. And I do feel like with the Lovers card showing up over here, there's this recognition of, it's almost like a fated type of a connection where somebody's recognizing you as their other half, their person. And I do feel like when it comes to that feeling, it's reciprocated with the Lovers card showing up over here. I do feel like though, the Lovers card, this does feel like a sense of kind of being in a space where somebody's making a decision that is going to actually affect this connection in a way that is going to bring you guys closer. And I do feel like with the Lovers card showing up over here, it feels like an energy of someone who's in a space where they are ready to make that decision to be able to take that next step that's going to bring you closer. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Three of Cups. We have the Temperance. We have some Sagittarius energy with this. You could be dealing with the Sagittarius. And we have the King of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands showing up here at the bottom of the deck, this does feel like an energy of being able to experience the unfolding of a connection happening rather quickly. I do feel like there's a sense of things moving forward quite quickly. I also feel that with this Eight of Wands, this feels like also having the opportunity to hear from somebody, but when the communication happens, I do feel like it happens all at once. Whereas with this High Priestess in the reverse, it's like there's a slow start to that communication. But with this Eight of Wands, do feel like there's a sense of when the communication does start, it really picks up quite quickly, and I do feel like it's a lot of messages. I do feel like with the Three of Cups from up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to have a solid foundation in a strong friendship with this person. I do feel like there's a sense of having had this strong bond that could have actually been more so a friendship when beginning with this person, and I do feel like kind of being able to progress and develop those feelings. And I do feel like with the Three of Cups, this also feels like an energy of being able to have a connection with somebody that does feel like when it comes to how this person feels about you, I do feel like they also feel the sense of you are like a best friend to them. And I do feel like that makes this connection even more enjoyable for them and more comfortable. I do feel like with the Temperance card from up over here, this does feel like a very patient energy when it comes to this connection. And even when it comes to being able to actually get to a place where I do feel like there is the sense of wanting to be able to have a commitment with this Hierophant card. I do feel like there's a sense of actually taking your time to be able to get to that realization that this person is the one that you want to be able to actually be able to get there with. With the Temperance card from up over here, this feels like a steady energy. I do feel like there's a sense of actually being able to feel comfortable in this connection, and it does feel quite calm. I do feel like there's nothing being forced. I do feel like there's a sense of actually being able to feel safe to kind of go with the flow in this connection because you trust where it's taking you. I do feel like with the King of Pentacles from up over here, this does feel like an energy of when it comes to the person you're in connection with, this person I do feel like is somebody who is someone who's in a position where they could work a lot or they could have a lot of responsibilities. I do feel like this person could be somebody who's like a business person or business owner, but I do feel like this person's quite successful and has something good going for them when it comes to the career side of things and even when it comes to their finances. I also feel that with this King of Pentacles from up over here, this does feel like an energy of dealing with someone who's quite responsible. I also feel like this person is somebody who is, I do feel like they're quite loyal and devoted to your connection, even with the King of Cups. I do feel like with the King of Pentacles though, there is a sense of actually prioritizing in this connection in the way that it needs. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have playfulness, and we have make the effort, and we have retreat. So with the playfulness card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to experience the light-hearted energy in this connection between yourself and this person in a way that does make this connection quite fun. I do feel like with the Three of Cups, there's this feeling of being able to experience a friendship component to this connection, and it does make it even more enjoyable when it comes to being able to spend time with this person, when it comes to this person being able to spend time in your presence. I do feel like with the make the effort card showing up over here, this does feel like a sense of somebody who's in a space where they're ready to make the effort. I do feel like with this High Priestess card showing up in the reverse, it feels like an energy of kind of being in a space where there is a sense of kind of holding back on communication. I do feel like somebody making the effort when it comes to being able to actually do feel like either reach out or even break the silence in this connection that does lead to this Eight of Wands energy. But there's a desire to make the effort. I also feel like those efforts are made in a way that's very intentional. I do feel like with the make the effort card showing up over here, this does feel like a sense of this person really valuing this connection and showing up for it in a way that does prioritize it. And I do feel like this person has a lot of, emotionally they're quite invested in this connection. So I do feel like it's like they're giving honor to that side of their feelings as well in this connection through making the efforts. And I do feel like this is in a practical way that they're making efforts to make concessions for this connection. And with this King of Pentacles, this does feel like an energy of being serious. I feel this person is somebody who does take a lot of things that they give their attention to and their energy to quite seriously. And I feel that they take this connection with you as well as you very seriously. But with the retreat card showing up over here, do you feel like you are the priority right now? Do you feel like you're the priority over the work, and wanting to be able to disconnect from the distractions and from the world means this person being able to prioritize this connection in a way that allows for them to be able to be here with you without the distractions. And I do feel like there's a desire to be able to kind of spend time with you in a way that does feel like there's no distractions in the ability to be able to connect with you. So I do feel like there's actually, with this Eight of Wands, is communication. I do feel like there can even be some discussions about being able to plan a trip, being able to plan a getaway. And I do feel like that's something on the horizon. So those are the messages with the cards that I'm getting. I hope you have a wonderful day, Cancer, and I will speak to you in the next reading. Bye, Cancer.